What's going on, guys? Psycho Killer here, and welcome back to the Bedrock Survival Guide. As you can see, we've got quite a few things in our world. In addition to our starter house, we have an amazing new pirate ship. We have a wheat farm. We've got sugar cane. We've got cows and sheep galore. We now have a potato farm and a carrot farm. We have our new giant nether portal that was formed from a nether portal ruin, or a ruined nether portal. But today, my guys, our world gets a lot larger. Stay tuned for this episode of the Bedrock Survival Guide. Yo, what's going on, guys? Psycho Killer here, and welcome back to the Bedrock Survival Guide. In today's episode, we have one goal in mind, and only one, maybe two. But the number one goal that we have is we have a problem. We have a pen of sheep outside that are all the same color except for one sheep. There's 16 sheep in this pen, and there's 16 total colors in the game. By the end of this episode, our goal is to have a sheep for every single color that Minecraft offers. Minecraft offers 16 colors. We have 16 sheep. We want them all to be a different color instead of all white, and that is going to pay off in advance for the next episode. The 16 colors are white, light gray, gray, black, red, orange, yellow, green, lime, blue, cayenne, light blue, purple, magenta, pink, and brown. Of those colors, a lot of them come from just mixing the colors together, such as light gray that comes from mixing white and gray that comes from mixing white and black. However, some of those colors only come with a certain item. So for white, we need white dye. And for black, we need black dye. And for red, we need red dye. And yellow, we need yellow dye. Green, we need green dye. Blue, we need blue dye. And brown, we need brown dye. But the base color of dyes are going to be red, black, yellow, green, blue, and brown. Those are ones that you cannot craft by mixing dyes together. For red, we need red flowers, which we have here. And these are renewable. All we have to do is powder bone meal on the flowers and they will grow further. Yellow is yellow flowers. And the same thing applies as with the red. To get blue, we need lapis lazuli, which we have plenty of, and we have an abundance under the ground as well. Black ink is what makes black dye. We can get those in any of the oceans by finding a squid. Another abundant source we have here. So that really only leaves two more colors that we aren't able to get in the close vicinity, and that's going to be brown and green. Brown is cocoa beans. We'll have to find a jungle to get cocoa beans, and we'll have to bring some of that jungle wood back here and put the cocoa beans on the jungle wood to get, a renewable resource of brown dye and cocoa beans. And for green, we have to find cactus. To get cactus, you got to travel to a desert. So that's going to be a lot of traveling for us. So we're going to start with headed back towards world spawn and just go straight from there until we run into a jungle and a desert, and hopefully along the way we find a highly populated village in which we can use for trading in the later episodes. So we're going to start heading south, which is positive in the Z axis, and that's going to take us back towards world spawn, and then we're just going to keep going straight until we find a desert and or a jungle. But there's a few things we're going to want to take with us to make our travels easier. One of the most important things that we're going to want to take with us is a boat. So in order to craft a boat, you first have to make a wooden shovel. This will act as the oar for the boat. And then to get the boat itself, you place the shovel in the middle with planks around the bottom of it. And there is our boat. This will help us travel across the water better. We're also going to want to take with us a crafting table, some paper, an empty locator map, as well as a filled locator map out to level 4. That way, if we get off this map, we can use the other map. A cartography table. That way we can expand the map if need to, as well as some paper. And I took a couple leads just in case. A couple other things that might help you if you have access to them is a horse and a saddle. I don't have either, so we're going to go it afoot. But without any further ado, let's make sure we've got enough food, which we do, and let's start heading south. Along the way through the travels, we will be looking to find, anything else that's interesting that we come across. Absolutely. Normally right here, I would throw the boat down, but it's not really that far of a travel. So we're just going to go ahead and swim across this small piece of water right now. And we're going to head south, continuing on down. So we'll talk, do the normal stuff that we do. We talk, we cutscene, we do cool shit. So if it starts to get a little boring, I run out of things to say along the way, then I guess we'll just cut to it, and I'll show you anytime we see anything cool. But in the meantime, we're going to talk about it. So we're headed, like I said, for a jungle and a desert. We're looking for cocoa beans and cactus. We're not going to just take the first cactus we see and jump with it. We're going to grab as many as we can to take back to the base with us. And once we get back to the base, we are going to have taken note of where these biomes were at, and we're going to link them up to the Nether Hub that we started in the last episode. Here's a village here. We've been to this village before, but I don't think we really look too deep into it. There is a wandering trader here. So check this out. One thing I do want to point out with the wandering trader is if the wandering trader is selling cactus, you can buy cactus from the wandering trader, and hopefully that'll save us on our travels a little bit. Unfortunately, this wandering trader is useless and not offering cactus, so we're just going to do away with him. But if you come across wandering traders, and look, here's a baby horse. Too bad that's not a grown-up horse. Could definitely take him back to the base with us, which we could grow him, but we're not fighting with that right now. Again, the wandering traders oftentimes offer cacti, which would save us from having to find a desert. However, this one does not, again, like I said, so we're just going to continue about our business. Another way you could find saddles to help tame these horses is by fishing. I haven't done any fishing. We haven't covered fishing, but maybe in the future we'll cover that. Over here are some regular style squids, so 2 hits with a sword should kill them, and we have some black ink, which is our source of black dye, and that is a check off the list. Since we have looting 2 on our sword, that made getting that dye a little bit easier. We got more dye, as a matter of fact, from that, so we benefited quite a bit from that. So we're going to continue on heading south until we hopefully eventually come across a desert and a jungle, or even maybe a wandering trader that offers some cactus that checks one of those biomes off. Ultimately, I still would like to find a desert because desert's a great source of sand, as it's an endless supply there. But if we can save some time in this episode, that would be wonderful. So to cover the different colors of dye, once again, there's 16 colors of dye you can get. White dye is made from bone meal. That is the easiest way to make white dye. You take some bones, turn it into bone meal, and then turn the bone meal into white dye. The black dye is made from black ink. Black ink is gotten from squids. When you kill regular squids, you get black ink. That black ink can then be turned into black dye. Beyond that, you have light gray and gray. Gray dye is made by mixing a white dye and a black dye, and light gray dye is made by mixing a white dye with a gray dye. Red and yellow dyes come from red and yellow flowers, and then of course you can mix those 2 dyes together if you didn't already guess, and that will make orange dye. Green dye can only be gotten by smelting cactuses, and it then turns into green dye. Blue dye, as I said prior, was gotten from lapis lazuli, and if you mix blue and green together, you get cayenne. You can also mix blue with white to get light blue, and you can mix blue with red to get purple. Unfortunately, I do not believe you can mix blue and yellow to get green. If you mix red dye with white dye, you will get pink dye, and if you mix pink dye with purple dye, you will get magenta dye. As you can see here, we've stumbled across a another village. We're going to look around it real quick. And since we didn't bring a bed with us, we're definitely going to steal a bed from this village. We should have brought a bed with us to sleep through the nights, but it's not that big of a deal. Another thing I wanted to do before I left, but I totally forgot about, was to do an enchantment. We did not do that. However, we will do it when we get back. Let's check this chest for anything. There's nothing really there except for the leather. We could always use the leather, but beyond that, there's nothing of importance here. Let's continue looking through. Here's an igloo with a smoker inside and cows. I see that's a little hint right there. It's another little igloo right here. We're going to take this bed with us. As a matter of fact, before we take that bed with us, we're actually going to lay it down and have us... Whoa, there's a stray out there. First, we're going to take care of the stray. It looks like the iron golem's going to take care of him. We're going to go ahead and take us a little nap to make it morning again, and we're going to take this bed up and take it with us. And we definitely want to be careful on our travels because we don't have a spawn point set no more, which means if we die, we will get sent all the way back to world spawn with nothing. So as we look around, I'm not really seeing much of anything else around here. These snow villages don't generally tend to have a whole lot, but I figured it was worth the look. Watch out for these strays because these arrows they're shooting will hit you with a slowness effect, which will do exactly as it says. As you can see here, we got a slowness effect, 30 seconds at a time. That added more to it. And what that will do is slow you down, and we definitely don't want that. So we're going to wait for the slowness effect to wear off, and we're going to continue on heading south, not really looking through these villages. So again, white dye is made from bone meal. Light gray dye is made by mixing white and gray. Gray dye is made by mixing white and black. Black dye is made from squid ink. Red dye is made from a red flower. Orange dye is made from mixing yellow and red. Green is made from a cactus. Yellow is made from a flower. Lime dye is made by mixing white and green together. Blue dye is made from lapis lazuli, and cayenne is made from mixing blue and green. Light blue is made from mixing blue and white. Purple is made from mixing blue and red. Magenta is made from mixing pink and purple. Pink is made by mixing red and white, and brown is made from cocoa beans. As we move about our travels, as you can see here, we found another ruined portal, so we're going to go ahead and take the iron nuggets, and I think we're going to pretty much leave everything else in here for now. Continuing south we go. You'll know you're moving south because the Z axis, the Z letters, numbers, move in a positive direction, and if you're moving north, they will move in a negative direction. And I'm not sure why Minecraft works that way. It just seems to be how they've managed to do it. We've moved through this snowy tundra here. We've been lucky not to come across any powdered snow so far. But powdered snow can be dangerous as you can fall through it. And we might get lucky enough to actually see some so I can show you. We're now moving into the ice peak biomes. And this is not powdered snow. This is not powdered snow. None of that's powdered snow. It's just snow you can walk on. Powdered snow, you'll fall through it and you can freeze to death. But if you have leather boots, you can walk on top. These ice peaks, that looks like blue ice. However, if you break ice, you get nothing from it unless you have silk touch. So that's something to keep in mind, as we will be working with ice a lot later in the future, in future episodes. For now, we're going to continue south and see if we come across anything else that's cool. So we've come across yet another village in the snow, as well as some pumpkins over there, which we'll grab, and another ruined portal. I passed by one ruined portal, but there was nothing in it that was in the chest that was worth taking, so I didn't really want to bother you guys about it there. We do have a smithing table in here and a lantern, which we're not worried about. These lampposts are actually pretty cool looking, and it looks like we've got more igloos and ice houses and stuff. This looks like a library. It is. So one of the things we want to do while we're in here is absolutely take these bookshelves with the books. These things are an amazing find, obviously. Go ahead and take those fences down just in case, and then we'll leave the fences behind. We don't need to take those with us. If we find a chest, we'll drop them in there. If not, we'll just throw them in the ground or lava or something. There is a lectern in here, which we're not too worried about. I don't see a chest there. Let's continue moving about and seeing what we can find in here. I would normally take the bell as well, but again, I'm not worried too much about it. I do want to take some of these beet roots because we do not have beet roots available to us at the base. So we're going to go ahead and take these beet roots and let the farmers fill that back in, making sure not to have too much on us. If we have to, we'll drop the beet roots themselves, and we'll do the same about the fences. We'll wait to drop those fences until we absolutely have to. We're going to continue moving around. This is some weird generation here. That's so cool. We're going to look and see if there's anything else in here. Maybe a chest. Absolutely taking that iron ingots from there. And we're going to go ahead and drop those fences in here as well as the actual beet roots because we don't need those. I'll continue moving around, checking out this village, and I'll show you if I see anything cool. If not, then I'm just going to check it and continue moving. And check this out. We have found our first saddle of the game. We're going to take that saddle with us. And if we get lucky enough to find a horse, that will definitely speed the progress up of our travels. And we'll be able to talk a little bit about horses as well if that happens. For now, we're going to head over there, check out the ruined portal, and then continue heading south. In here we have got some glistering melon, which we're going to take, and of course we're going to take the nuggets, and we're going to leave everything else and continue moving south. And I'll let you guys know if I see anything else worth noting. Alright, we have finally gotten out of the cold. Looks like we've got a little bit of some sort of jungle over there. I see some sand. We'll check out and see if that's possibly a desert. But with our luck, it is probably just a beach. And as you can see, I came off of that map and totally forgot to switch maps. But we're going to get the shore over here and take a look and see. But I'm pretty sure it is too close to the ice biome to be a warm biome. That is definitely just a beach. I can tell by looking at it. Yes, just a beach. And that is definitely not a jungle. That's just forest. So we're going to keep moving south. Again, just another beach. Let's beach up right here. I'm going to extend this map, switch maps, and continue on about our business, and hopefully we don't run off of that map. But we've moved, as you can see, quite a bit. Oh, there's some sea turtles over here, which are so freaking cool. So let's place that down, move that map out, open it up. Boom, there we are here. Yeah, those are definitely just beaches. So we're going to place the map in just like we did prior and make this a level 4 map. And that should do it right there. All right. So we are now on this map here. We're going to continue to head south. So map 3 right there. Perfect, perfect. And we're going to take down this and take it with us and continue south. And as we continue to travel south, I want to point out that we have seen our first Pillager Tower of the game. We're going to take note of these coordinates right here, but we're not going to do anything with it right now as it's awful dangerous for early game. And that's something we're going to cover later, but I just wanted to show you guys that it was there and what it looked like. They're pretty big structures, pretty cool looking things, and the loot table is not that bad. So again, coming in a later episode, we're definitely going to cover Pillager outposts. Another thing I wanted to cut in and show, oh my goodness, look at all these poppies around here. That's so beautiful. I have not seen anything like this, like ever, a field like this. And as you can see down there, those trees are trees of the savanna, which means we're definitely getting into warmer biomes. I am so excited. We're going to find this cactus. We're going to find these cocoa beans. It's going to be awesome. So let's keep moving, guys. And over here, as you can see, we've stumbled across our first savanna jungle, or first savanna village. Savanna villages are made from mostly acacia wood, a little bit of terracotta, as you can see there. And we're going to do a quick raid on it, see if there's anything worth taking. Definitely the acacia saplings. We're not worried about the bread. And we're going to, just see what's in here and keep on moving. All right, one thing I have found in this place that we're going to take use of is definitely the horse. We have found horses. We found 2 horses in here. We're only going to take one, but it's definitely going to be useful. So what you do is you right-click a horse, and this one actually fell in love with us real quick. So then you just place the saddle on the horse, and you can now control the horse. So, oh, this horse is fast, which is just what we needed. I'm not sure what his jump height is like. Not bad either. So this is actually a really great horse to have. So let's continue on about our business. And my dudes, we are back here, and look what I see. Those, you can't really tell it that well in the distance. Those are jungle trees, dudes. And on one of them, I've already seen some cocoa beans looming in the distance. Oh, let's get over there. We can tread through this way. I don't want to have to give up the horse. We're going to have to. Ah. There we go. So let's get over there. Get the horse off the boat. Hopefully we don't have to cross more water again. There we go. Let's pick up the boat. We are way, way, way away from home. Man. It would another portal here is a definite necessity. But as you can see, look right there, guys. There's the cocoa beans. There are the cocoa beans, and even to make it even better, there's some bamboo. There's jungle trees everywhere. Let's get this stuff so we can move on and hopefully find a desert close by. We'll grab these cocoa beans here, and we can take some jungle wood with us, so we can recreate these cocoa beans. How many we got? We got 8 of them. That's a good start for now. Let's go ahead. Oh, an Ocelot. All right, let's try not to lose our horse. He was jumping around there for a minute. We'll find him if he disappears. So jump in here. Grab a little bit of this jungle wood. Saplings would be great as well if we can get some jungle saplings for sure. We got some acacia saplings already. If we can get one jungle sapling, we've got one. We've got a jungle sapling. All right, so let's find our horse. We've got some cocoa beans. We got some jungle wood. Let's find our horse, which is right here. And I guess let's keep moving south and look for a desert. We've got to be close. We've seen every warm biome so far now, except for the desert. And, oh, we wanted to grab some of this bamboo as well. We don't need much, just one piece will be fine. And we're going to grab some of those melons over there too for the melon seeds for sure. Let's head over here. Where did I just see? There they are. And we'll grab our axe because that is the preferred method for melons. Pick those up as well. We're going to take all 4 of them. Heck with it. Oh, there's way more than 4 even. So let's just grab those suckers. Grab a bunch of these melons. And then we're going to continue on about our business. And let's go find a desert. Did I get the bamboo? Did I pick up bamboo? I did. I've got 6 pieces of bamboo. We can replant those back at the base. All right, let's keep going south. Come on, let's find us a desert, guys. And my dudes, as we continue to travel, we've come across some Badlands biomes, which is so cool. That's where we can get some terracotta and stuff like that, which we're not really worried about today. But I have a feeling if I just keep following this river, which I'm doing right now, me and my horse here, which we will name later eventually, figure if we keep heading this direction, we're going through so many warm biomes, savannas, badlands, mesas, the jungle. We've got to come across a desert. Hopefully this river will take us all the way to a desert. If not, we'll jump off and go find some cactus. We don't even have to go all the way to the desert. Dudes, right here, we've got some cactus. Chop that stuff down. Let's grab all the cactus we can right here real quick. We're taking down the coordinates of the jungle and the mesa both, which are actually really close together. I say mesa, but these are actually badlands. How many cactus we got? 9. That's probably good, just because. Let's grab some of this red sand here, just because we can. And we've got the coordinates, guys. Let's head back to the base. We've got everything we need to continue on with this episode. So back here at the base, we're going to leave our boat docked right there, and we're going to plant these cactuses. We have 9 of them. We're going to plant 4 of them. Actually, let's just do 3 for now, and let's get to making our dye. So one of the things we definitely want to do is plant a jungle tree, so we can harvest it later. We're just going to plant it right there, and then we're going to take the jungle wood that we have here, and we're just going to stack it up. All 4 pieces, and then we're going to take some of our seeds here and plant them around the jungle tree like so. And those will grow, and we can harvest the cocoa beans from those. So now it's time to make the dye that we have. All right, so we're going to get some bone meal to bone meal these flowers, but let me clear out my inventory real fast. All right, so we want to place some of the cactus in here. We're just going to place all of those in there. So like I said, we have 16 dyes we have to make. We want to have white dye, which means we need some bone meal. And we need some extra bone meal for the flowers out front. So the white dye goes first. Then we want light gray dye, or just gray dye, I guess. So to make gray dye, we'll need a piece of black dye and a piece of white dye. And we have gray dye. For a piece of gray dye, we're going to want a light gray dye. We're going to want a piece of white dye, which we've used up. So we'll grab this bone meal, make another piece. So we got white dye, gray dye, makes light gray dye. We're going to keep another white dye here just in case. So we got a white dye. We have a gray dye. We'll actually move those around, so we're going to transition it. White, gray, or white, light gray, gray. Then we want black. So there's a black dye. All right. And then the next up, we're going to want red. So there's a red dye. And we're also going to want orange, so we'll need another red dye. As well as a yellow dye. And we're going to want 2 of those. So to make orange, we'll put a yellow dye and a red dye. So we got red, orange, yellow. To get green, we'll have to get the cactuses that we've placed over here. We're going to grab all 6 of those. So there's our red, orange, yellow, green. Next up, we're going to want cayenne, so we'll need some blue, which means the lapis. We're going to go ahead and turn both of those into blue dye. So for cayenne, we're going to want blue and a green. Makes cayenne. And then we've got blue. And we're also going to want a light blue. So we'll need another white dye, which we'll go ahead and turn that into bone meal. And make a white dye here. And like I said, we got blue. We're going to want a light blue, so we need 1 more lapis lazuli to make that. Moving around quite a bit because I didn't have all the supplies that I needed right on me. But to make a light blue, we'll need another blue, as well as a white to make light blue. We also need another white for the lime dye. I almost forgot about. So a white and a green. Right there will make lime. And then after blue, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, we're going to need purple. So to make purple, we'll need another red dye, as well as another blue. So we'll grab another lapis. We're going to go ahead and just take this whole stack of lapis with us, or the 6 that are left. So a red and a blue. So we'll make 1 blue here. To make a purple, we'll place one of those purples here with a pink here in a second. So for the pink, we've got a white and a red. Gives us 2 pinks. We'll place 1 pink here, the other pink there, a purple there to make the magenta. And then we have 1 more dye to make, and that is going to be the brown. I believe that right there will be 16 dye. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16 dye colors. Now, there's one thing left to do with these 16 dye colors, and that is to dye the sheep. We won't need white, we won't need gray. But we will need light gray, black, red, and all of the other colors to dye all of these sheep. All right, so we're over here with the sheep, and we're going to want to dye them. There's a light gray, there's a black, there's a red, there's an orange, there's a yellow, there's a green, there's a lime, there's a blue, there's a cayenne, And we're going to send those back. There's a light blue. There's a purple, magenta, pink, brown, and white. So we now have one sheep of every color in our pin. And let's double check and make sure. White, light gray, gray, black, brown, red, orange, yellow, green, lime, blue, light blue, cayenne, purple, magenta, and pink. We are good to go. And that, my dudes, is going to do it for today's adventures. In the next episode, if you haven't guessed already, we're going to be setting up a wool farm. So, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode. But without wasting any more time, let's go ahead and get into the shout out of the day. Today's shout out of the day goes out to one of my favorite podcasts, is The Spawn Chunks. As you can see right here, it is on Spotify. They're also available on Apple, iTunes, and really anywhere else that you watch podcasts or listen to podcasts. The name of the podcast again is The Spawn Chunk. Search for The Spawn Chunks in your favorite podcast streaming services. This is going to be Pixel Riffs and Joel Duggan. This is a Minecraft related podcast. These guys are absolutely awesome. Pixel Riffs can be found on YouTube and Twitch, and I know you can find Joel Duggan on Twitch as well. These guys are amazing content creators. Their podcast is amazing, so make sure you guys check out The Spawn Chunks on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you check out podcasts. Again, thank you guys so much for watching this episode of the Bedrock Survival Guide. My name has been Psycho Killer. If you haven't already, please smash the like button down below. If you're new around here, subscribe, turn your post notifications on. And did I mention I have a Twitch? The link to my Twitch will be in the description below. Check out my Twitch, guys. And that's where we'll be doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff. But thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, I will see you on the flip side.